I'm Sabi Marwah, and the Vice Chairman and Chief Operating Officer of the bank, and I've been with Scotiabank, I would say Scotiabank for most of my career. When I first came to Canada, I wanted a job, and I just wanted any job. And I had a master's degree in economics and an MBA in finance, and obviously I want something in my sphere, either in economics and finance. So I sent out a lot of resumes and had a lot of rejects, and like any other graduating student who arrived here. And the first job I got actually was with Manulife as a systems programmer, even though I knew very little about programming in those days, but I knew enough to really say that they should try and take their chances on me, and they did. And then about 6 months later, Scotiabank made me an offer that was exactly in my field. It was in finance, and as part of the Chief Financial Officer's domain, and I took it, and it's been a great journey since. I think I was very fond of numbers, and I tell everybody that if you don't like numbers, you shouldn't really be in finance or accounting. I very much enjoyed numbers. My undergraduate was in econometrics, economics, and a specialization in econometrics, so was my master's. So I like numbers. I'm very quantitatively oriented, and so numbers was my passion, and hence finance seems to be a logical extension of that. First of all, I must tell you, it is a humbling experience. I look at the other honorary doctorates that received their degrees. I look at Margaret Atwood and Valerie Prinkle and many others that I do know, and I think, my God, they've accomplished so much more than me. So in that sense, it is very, very humbling. And but on the other hand, it is the culmination of my academic training in a way. And I was working towards a PhD in economics before I switched over to do an MBA. So now, and I always said one day I'm going to go back and finish that PhD. So now I'm less what should I say, insistent that I go and do that. Maybe I'll go back and do a real PhD one of these days. I think the main message is really twofold. One is that economically the world is changing. I think the statistic I used was one by Goldman Sachs that really said that the next 50 years, today, out of the 7 world's greatest economies, the 6 are in the developed world, and only 1, China, is in that 7. In 50 years, China, there's going to be only 1 from the developed world left in that 7. All the rest are going to be the new economies today. So that world is changing. So we've got to find, along with that economic change that is going to take place, there's going to be fundamental changes from the social side, from the political side, and there's going to be upheaval. So that world is going to change over time, and that world is going to be important for us. And as Canadians, I think there's a huge opportunity for us, because our students that graduate, the students out of Ryerson today, they deal with each other. The kids are there from 100+ countries. They're used to dealing with each other, learning from each other, and as part of that interaction with diverse cultures, they have what I would call a profound insight into the social interaction that take place and the cultural differences, and they can deal with them. And hence they have a huge advantage. So the world outside is going to change. So we've got to adapt to that world, and we are very well equipped, as our students are very well equipped to really deal with that. And I think there's tremendous opportunity. So I encourage them is to really go outside your boundaries, do things differently, because they are better equipped than most other kids I know graduating from university to cope with that changing world. If there's one line that I would leave with people, is that much more is possible than they think. And but only if you go beyond your boundaries. And by boundaries, I don't just mean your personal boundaries. I do mean your personal boundaries, but also you've got to go outward. You've got to continue to learn. You've got to push yourself into areas that are beyond your comfort zone. If you don't go beyond your comfort zone, you won't grow, you won't learn, and if you push yourself beyond your boundaries, a lot more is possible than you think it is. And that's what I encourage them to do. Push yourself beyond your boundaries, beyond your comfort zone.